As you are.
For making a stag for yesterdays, for not to be the heart for aching because of the agony it creates.
As you are.
You're falling at the contempt for the destructive, for the intent for the mind, for the complete stage of the soul. How may raise and feel complete when I betrayed the ego?
As you are.
It's not too cold. Not a soul fulfilled, completely betrayed. Not for the goal I set, for to the world, for the I'm ideal, for the I believe not, but the I know, but the truth is not. I know when I let myself go. For myself, for the hiding, for the evidence, for the people that find the worship of the thing. You intend to show that will for the I am not, brother, but I can be. Here for the has been. Here for the thought-provoking mistakes, and now I never forget mine. I'm forgetting about those lonely nights. Anxiety, pressure, eating my way in my soul. For this is the masturbation of self. Discipline, but the die for the anger from the beginning. Man, I get the different princes and taking the deep breath. Be something more than haiku. Syllables keep you alive and free. Needed to be thoughtful enough for this to be the living me. The lack of thought can be death. It was that love that would come that day for the shell searching. You could find for us. Seek me out and I would be here. The rest of you could never seek out. Seek in for the training of the what you can find. God's cover the wrath of the bone. Left it dry for the not a drop for you to drink. It was that funny. It's your pain, happiness, and edge of tear, blossoming of the years and time, and you're cheering on the ways to hold yourself dearly. You are the beginning of the ending, at the beginning the heart. Mine feels sure the same as senseless knowledge of unforeseen me. You that be the intrusion of what's left, your illusions of trust. Or I do, I shame and I know what I'm going to become, and whether I go willing to encounter, you see the things that I discuss. You or do I? See the emptiness in the bluff, and I wanna trust in what to believe in, what the unimaginable things for being evolved like the love. So that means I close that deal with unthinkable than for the things that I thought, for the no longer fear, for they come back and they can be the only the future, the promise and only the pain always fear. Fortunate if you have none, sit back and wait for look at the forlorn. You have not for the making of the transition, you strong, so you're independent with your vision and profit. Strong enough for the independent, long enough for the weather, the love of the cherish in the door. I wanna provide for it, not for the providing, the point wait for the be a two-way street like. I'm walking for the making change and emotions, change in minds. Holding on tight, helpful. Size to your game. Unimaginable worlds are full of unfathomable strain. The question knows in the darkness in the brain for the letting see it because of the enticement distance said before. You play games is not for that to remain to see this day by day for the impossible to say. Patience that a virtue. Question that I adorn for the dark. Unacknowledged but for the best that I hear for the support of nature. For the I assure you for the emotionless the sense upon you to refute your unsuspect. Unassured. You had no rapport for the wandering of the mind. You were not for the no friend, but the realistic for you was not a prison for the you, but you say for the lips of the memory, a less bitter taste. Taining every word away for the feeling of the threat. You for the never known for the until it was gone, for the scene and light until it was around, for the different shot up with the rose petals. You be that tangled jury smelling like a wood tree. Serpentine like a river for the you could be the color gray. And lettuce and coated for the you could be less sharp. Craft like a blaze, seamless to the art, you could be numb to the bleed. You could be a soft heart. Was misleading for the lead. Understanding the climate, what was red for the change in the swing, gently sweeping up and down, ran out of you could look at unbroken. You could be a comet, so calm down. I know stupid enough for the eagerly checking. You think you look below for you felt more than alone for the it wasn't smart enough for the forgetting for what it did again for the manipulative ways and the tricks. You're dealing with the pain I still adore. I can predict. I don't teach about the pain, but I teach about the love and how hard you can let it go for who you take it from blame. Thinking out loud, love can grow. How stupid you can be for the self of the pain, same pain for that would be the memory. Which make me insane, how can you be the falling star for the chain of collapse that brought to you by the gravity? Your brilliance and its tide, it doesn't matter for integrity struck by that for the influence. Consequences spell for you the ignite a blossom in the pits of my soul and balance you can be fragile. Your feelings, are they alive, are they? Fall into your prey to fear for all the sense, purpose, and lose itself in this wound of gravity, bro. Your flame, right at your gate in your atmosphere. But it's your words or your loss for the right self, and I found you. I see you all burned up to fall like a star. Caressing your bitch ass face in the coming up, but now it's time for to lay it down. For the rest of it, where you can find a comment. Wake up for the days of something, but this could be the states. Statue, something about the law, something you can make me say. Brighter days than yesterday, for the keeping a smile on what you can find. For the something to keep me from where I need to be. For the quiet, for the fight, the argue. Make yourself together for the going through. Everything we do for the lonely tears. And your shed no longer for the dancing heads pain. Where mostly scarred for this you'll be fine and you're not seeing. Something about I wanna be because I can't explain. Remember it used to be. Second chance you never thought I would never see. This is something about you. Be able to be. It's your pain, happiness, and edge of tear, blossoming of the years and time of your cheering, and the ways to hold yourself dearly. You are the beginning and the ending, at the beginning the heart. Mine feels sure the same as senseless knowledge and unforeseen me. You they be the intrusion of what's left, you may lose this trust. Or I do, I shame and not know what I'm going to become, and whether I can willing to encounter, you see the things that I discuss. You or do I see the emptiness of the bluff, and I wanna trust in what to believe in, what the unimaginable things with being involved like the love. So that means I close that deal with unthinkable for the things that I thought, for the no longer fear, for the come back, and they can be the only the future, the promise, and only the pain always fear. Unfortunately, we have now. Sit back and wait for look at the forlorn. You have not for the making of the transition. You strong, holy, and independent with your vision of profit. Strong enough for the independent, long enough for the one of the love of the cherish of the door. I want to provide for it, not for the providing, but for a way for the be a two-way street like. I am walking for the making change of emotions, changing minds, holding on tides, hopeful. The size of your game, unimaginable balloons for the unfathomable strain. The question knows in the darkness in your brain for the letting to see it because of the enticement. This is simple for you to play games is not for that to remain deceived. But this will be the day by day for the impossible me to say. The patience that a virtue, the question that I adorn for the dark. Unacknowledged, but for the best that I hear, for the support of nature, for the I assure you, for the emotionless descends upon you, for the refute your unsuspect. Unassured, you had no rapport for the wandering of the mind. Into the night, it would be the prisoner to your darkness. Into the night, it would be the prisoner to your darkness. It'll be the bars that you keep sinking. You can't handle the dark. You keep your useless darkness comfortable up within your just. I'm warning you for the run to your infinite for the never forgetting what you can. You will have your ashes and your rants. And whatever I said within the freestyle will be left to me and my inability to mourn yourself for tomorrow. Will take on different forms of almost inability to find yourself for the storm, for the longer phase to be held at a gun put up for the you will accept your sleep with the reality come knocking at the door for you to be screaming louder for you could be erotic porn from this one, to begin to ignore for the deep inside the soul. Hard to bear, hard to know that beauty for the monks that for the horrible thorns. How captivating for this would be the art. Expressions of what's due intent, what's held without. When I forget, for you can have a dream of home wind, that's the coast, like an ocean of white windows of the soul. Which you never seen and never will, for though you could be the bookshelf of the poetry better than you ever did. Your salt water would mean nothing to the weather, but the night you remember in the breeze. You're pale with the moonlight, you with the sunset, and I would think of everything of you, and you could be the cliche. I would not be the song for the thinking of you, for the freaking is another form of your chase. What learns from that waves receding. I gotta get a deep force in the thinking, the bleeding, my fate, my worried about my help with the run. You for the nobody inclined, I can't find that for undeserving and love for the pretty fate, but you can't touch for the dream. Dream too much and it's not a fucking fussing anymore for the shit out of luck, and it's not a gamble or a horse. In my dreams I saw that it was the way for this, the piece of the familiar that I can feel at home in any but here, but I can breathe better for the air, for that never know for the this will be the windows closing. I have no sympathy, get the place I never known for the river. You can have the glow, light in comparison to blinded by the millions and the miles. You're resting at the eyes somewhere soil, yo. Roots out of your weight, that's been trained to leave for days. Here up in the Everglades, so far away from here, persevering, place enduring for oneself and only. Into the night, it would be the prisoner to your darkness. It'll be the bars that you keep sinking. You can't handle the dark. You keep your useless darkness comfortable up within your just. I'm warning you for the run to your infinite for the never forgetting what you can. You will have your ashes and your rants. And whatever I said within the freestyle will be left to me and my inability to mourn yourself for tomorrow. Will take on different forms of almost inability to find yourself for the storm, for the longer phase to be held at a gun put up for the you will accept your sleep with the reality come knocking at the door for you to be screaming louder for you could be erotic porn from this one, to begin to ignore for the deep inside the soul. Hard to bear, hard to know that beauty for the monks that for the horrible thorns. How captivating for this would be the art. Expressions of what's due intent, what's held without. When I forget, for you can have a dream of home wind, that's the coast, like an ocean of white windows of the soul. Which you never seen and never will, for though you could be the bookshelf of the poetry better than you ever did. Your salt water would mean nothing to the weather, but the night you remember in the breeze. You're pale with the moonlight, you with the sunset, and I would think of everything of you, and you could be the cliche. I would not be the song for the thinking of you, for the freaking is another form of your chase. What learns from that waves receding.
I gotta get it divorced into thinking the bleeding my fate. I'm worried about my help with the run. You feeling nobody inclined, I can't find that for undeserving in love with the pretty faith, but you can't touch for the dream. Dream too much and it's not a fucking fussing anymore for the shit out of luck, and it's not a gamble, the horse. In my dreams I saw that it was the way for this, the piece of the familiar that I can feel at home anywhere but here, but I can breathe better for the air from that never know for that this will be the windows closing. I have no sympathy, give the place I never known for the river. You can have the glow, light in comparison to blinded by the millions and the miles. Yo, resting at the eyes somewhere soil, yo. Roots out of your weight that's been trained to lead for days. Here up in the Everglades, so far away from here, persevering. Place enduring for oneself and on you.
Into the night, it would be the prisoner to your darkness. It'll be the bars that you keep sinking. You can't handle the dark. You keep your useless darkness comfortable up within your just. I'm warning you for the one too. You're infinite for the never forgetting what you can. You will have your ashes and your rants, and whatever I said within the freestyle will be left to me and my inability to mourn. Yourself tomorrow will take on different forms from almost inability to find yourself in the storm for the longer phase to be held at a gunpowder for that you accept your sleep with the reality come knocking at the door for you to be screaming out of it. You can be erotic more for this one, or begin to ignore for the deep inside the soul. Hard to bear, hard to know that beauty for the monks, that for the horrible thorns. How captivating for this would be the art. Expressions of what's too intense, what's held without. When I forget, for you can have a dream of home wind, that's the coast, like an ocean of white windows of the soul. Which you never seen and never will, for though you could be the bookshelf with the poetry better than you ever did. Your salt water would mean nothing to the weather with the knock you rimmer in the breeze. You're pale with the moonlight, you with the sunset, and I would think of everything of you, and you could be the cliche. I would not be the song for the thinking of you, for the freaking is another form. Your chase, what learns from our waves receding. I gotta get it divorced into thinking of bleeding my fate. I'm worried about my help with the run. You for the nobody inclined, I can't find that for undeserving in love with the pretty faith, but you can't touch for the dream. Dream too much and it's not a fucking fussing anymore for the shit out of luck, and it's not a gamble, the horse. In my dreams I saw that it was the way for this, the piece of the familiar that I can feel at home anywhere but here, but I can breathe better for the air from that never know for that this will be the windows closing. I have no sympathy, get the place I never known for the river. You can have the glow, light in comparison to blinded by the millions and the miles. Yo, resting at the eyes somewhere soil, yo. Roots out of your weight that's been trained to lead for days. Here up in the Everglades, so far away from here, persevering. Place enduring for oneself and on you.
Into the night, it would be the prisoner to your darkness. It'll be the bars that you keep sinking. You can't handle the dark. You keep your useless darkness comfortable up within your just. I'm warning you for the run too. You're infinite for the never forgetting what you can.